Hey everyone, this is Tracy with Color Me This. I am working on the holiday house, as I will call it. This is part 2. I already have part 1 up on my channel. This is a bonus set of episodes that I just spontaneously, while coloring, well, when I set up to color, I already had my camera here ready to go for my weekly review, so I thought I would go ahead and film this. So let's finish it up. What I've done so far is all of the warm tones, except the green, which is a mix. And so today we're going to work on all of the cool tones, and then we're going to do some shading. So this was never intended as a real-time video, but I did do some talking through the video. And so while I was talking, I kind of spot checked it and went, I'm going to just go ahead and let it ride. It was an hour and 15 minutes. I'm hoping this will be much shorter. And I noticed just now that the bricks on the chimney I did not get to them. So let me get these filled in very quickly with red. And then we will switch gears. I am using Holbeins today. This particular page is from the coloring book, Home for the Holidays. The artist is Teresa Goodridge. She's very distinctive with her thick and thin lines. I will say that I initially wasn't very fond of the look of the thick lines, but and this is before I even bought this book, and then I started to like it and thought, I am going to buy this because, as I already shared, if you watch the first one, I shared some art that I did in high school that was a wood block print of a dragon. And that was my thing as a kid. I was addicted to horses and dragons. And so I'm just doing a couple of things that I'm noticing before I dive into the blues. I have the blues here. I have the navy blue, and we are going to make the shutters be navy blue. I'm going to block in some of the dark areas. I have 3 blue tones to work with today, a dark, medium, and a light. And the dark blue, all the colors will be posted. I don't think I posted colors on yesterday's bonus video, so I need to go back into that video and post the first day, but I think I'm just going to put them all up there for both days, trying not to break it apart. And then in the video, you can see which ones I'm using, because I always show. This is navy blue, 365. And I just finished with what's called wine red. This is a thinner paper. It's a little bit on the rough side, and it does not have an image on the back. So let's see how we're looking. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I can still see some of the image through, and even a little indenting. So I did not do this, but I do recommend that you put a couple of sheets. I'm going to do that today. I have my blank swatch sheets. I need to swatch the Holbeins that I own. I don't have the full set. This is a subset that I took all year this year. Actually, I started last year with 14 of them, and now I have 90. It has just been a very slow slog. I would say it has taken 2 years to get the quantity that I have. They are a very expensive pencil that does not really fit on a retired person's fixed income budget. So I'm a little bit closer today. Yesterday I filmed, was it yesterday? Yes, it was yesterday. I filmed pretty far away. I think it was okay. Usually I like to do close-up so we focus on the techniques and I talk about what I'm doing, where this is intended to be more of just a relaxing time of coloring, not necessarily sharing all the little ins and outs of what I am doing as I do it. These are a fantastic pencil. I had my doubts because of the reviews that I have seen on them. Some people just, even some of the colorists, just for whatever reason, there's something about them they don't like. And I believe I'm one of those people that can take a product, a coloring product, and I don't judge it. The only pencils I really disliked when I first got them were the Crayolas. They were so dry, and it actually was the paper they don't do well on, the paper that I was using. And when I used them in the Small Victories coloring book, my experience with them changed dramatically, and my feelings about them changed. So you can't really judge them until you give them a chance on a variety of different papers. I still feel for the price that, like if you buy them at Walmart like I did, I think they're a little expensive. There are better budget pencils than Crayola. You have Amazon nowadays that can get you a set of pencils the next day. So I just don't think it is required that you buy Crayola because of the name Crayola. There are way better budget pencils out there, in my opinion. So this is like a soft, mushy paper. So I will say, using a sharpened point, you get more of the pigment. If you're going for a sharp, pigmented area, we have beautiful sunny weather. It was sprinkling earlier today, and it was very cold this morning. So I am glad that it has warmed up. One of my goals, first off, my goal is to color fast. Second goal, leave very little white. I tend to like to leave white, so I want to not do that on this. I want it to have it all colored in except for areas that are white in color. Kind of work on a more vibrant color tone. I'm going to be moving the page up and down today to try to give you a closer view. I messed up on my two gnomes yesterday. I could erase if I wanted to, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to leave them. This is a for fun coloring page, so I don't need to be all stressed about it. That's one of the things I'm working on. Is just to try to color to relax and enjoy it and not get all picky about it and not have it take forever. Middle blue now, which is a more vibrant tone. It is Royal Blue 348. So I'm enjoying these boxes. The green, I actually don't have different colors. The purple has for each side of the box. The colors are a little different, the amount of color tone. But this green, I don't think, I'm going to grab a little darker green. So if I want to have the top be darker, this is how you get the cube to look a little more realistic. I want that side to be the light side. I'm trying to have light, light, light. So I am overlaying, and see, I'm not going to fix that. That little bit of red, I'm just going to leave it. It's not important. Anyhow, Holly Green, 264 is the next darker color. So there you can see it was flat, and it looked very flat, and now I just added light, middle, dark to give it some more life. I am back to the middle blue because I want to work on the door and brighten that up. Like I said, I'm trying to embrace color on this. Maybe I'll make the doorknob silver. Okay, let's work on the shutters. I'm not even being really picky about like ovals versus straight lines. I'm not doing light layers. I do have lighter or heavy pressure depending on, like, if I want to have some shadowy areas versus lighter areas. I'm not really getting too picky. All right, so we have this nutcracker. I think his boots are going to be black. His hat will be black. I don't have black, by the way, so it's going to be dark gray. And you couldn't see that. All right, there he is. He's just got some blue legs. Just trying to fill in all that tooth. He needs to look cartoony. I have a sort of color, yellow ochre, that I was thinking would be the gold for him. And oh, this is actually the color of the lights. I'm going to make his belt gray. I already made his face. That's all I want is that little bit. I also see, I have to find my red. Where are the red? Here's the red. I see an area of a bow, or I mean a present with a bow that I didn't finish, and I need to give it a color. I think I want it to be a non-traditional color, so we're going to make it purple. This is Violet 441. And then I have Wisteria. I believe that I will fill in the tooth. I'm going to move on to light blue. I will sharpen it. I haven't done any of the snow yet. Let's get up to the shutters. I'm going to be using this light blue to fill in tooth. I messed up on my mock-up with trying to decide what part of the window is the window versus the frame versus the shutter, and I think I got it correct here. I'm hoping not to have my knuckle change the focus, but it seems to be pretty good. I am going to turn on my flash because I think that helps with the focus. Did I explain the reason why I picked yellow? I was trying to come up with a neutral backdrop for the traditional Christmas colors and one that would not fight for attention. And Hub, his favorite color of house is yellow. We were just discussing that while driving around. I think I did say this. So it's hard to remember what I chatter on about from video to video. I noticed I'm doing some year-end stats for a year in review, and I have 241 daily color episodes, which I'm calling this a daily color because it wasn't going to be that way, and that's what it ended up. Just smashing down the tooth, filling it in. I'm going to now move on to the snow. And the snow is just going to be, I could have made it gray, but I think blue fits kind of the fun of the page and the scene and the style of the art over the gray, which seems more traditional. I don't want this to be realism. It's supposed to be fun, cartoony artwork. Now, I don't know if these are falling snowflakes or not. Need to get the little gnome's feet. I haven't been really careful lately with glassine. These pencils, like if it was a Prisma, I would be using glassine in a heartbeat, but these don't seem to be smeary, smudgy at all. This tree, I wouldn't mind having a little more dark and light. I have two ways I can tackle the dark and light. I could erase some. I can add some of the fir green, which is my dark green. I missed that little tiny bit. It is fir green. It is very dark. The barrel is almost black. And it's not very sharp. And they make a lovely, look at that point that you get on these. Pretty fantastic. The other way I can get some shadow in, or some appearance of depth, there's the dark gray I'm going to go through with. That will be the very last thing I do. And then I can erase a little bit and put one of the lighter greens. I even have this green, the very light appley green, which is called evergreen. And so I can do a bit of the evergreen here and there on the tree. Okay, I'm cleaning things up as I see them. I'm afraid I won't go back to them. I'll forget. The little bird. Very cute. I grabbed a brown chocolate. This little thing right here, I do not know what that is. Is that a candy cane? I'm not sure. Okay, I've got the shutters. I have one last very important blue element here before I might actually do some homework, which is the sky. I don't know that you guys need to sit and watch me color the sky. So this snowflake is very important. One of the things about her artwork style, it makes me want to go ahead and be loose and flowy with the lines like I'm doing here. It seems a less structured, formal style of art, more whimsical and fun. So now I'm letting the tip get flat and wide. I'm not feeling it needs to be very sharp because I want it to cover more ground. I think I am good. Just scouting. I think that is good for the moment. I see one. Okay. I saw a little bit of red needed here. Here. I have a few more here that I missed. Okay, I'm going to move on to, I've got two grays. The light blue, I think I forgot to show you that the light blue is Sky Blue 324. So, there are two grays. That is for green. Here we go. Here's the dark. Cool gray number 6536 and warm gray number 4524. Most of the work will be done with cool gray. I'm going to try for the most part to go from the top down. So the trim on the house is white. Though I may actually do some lighter gray to help with the depth. Most of it will be done with this dark gray. And I'm just kind of casually, I'm using heavy pressure. Oh, got a little wide there. I might want to erase that. We will see how I feel. I need to come back on the snowflake with a little bit of the darker blue. The planter pots, I think there might be maybe just this one is going to be black, but we don't have black, so this will give it the appearance of black. So I need there to be some shadow in these windows for giving it the appearance of like just indistinct in the distance, not really focused. So that's just soft glazing over the top of the marigold. And I also was worried that the yellow next to the marigold would be too similar, but it looks just fine. All right, so that's coming along nicely. I think I might want a little more of the brighter blue on the shutters. Hopefully I will remember to go back and do that. How are we doing for time? 33 minutes. All right, I'm gonna say that top part is done. Softening these shadow edges. That bird needs to be a blue bird. Okay, so this roof, the shingles, we're going for gray. Absolutely going for gray. All right, we have 3 lanterns. I'm going to say the lanterns are going to hint at being a metal. You know, like a pewter, nickel. The left is my shadow side. And the right has some shading, but not as much. And then we have our columns. Glazing some of this dark gray over the marigold. Oh, there's the other pot. I knew there was more than one pot. So many details. Oh, look at that. I missed some bricks. His boots are black. His hat. I am not sure his little feather in his cap. I'm going to have to color those bricks a little bit. Sharpening. All right, how are we doing? 45. I'm trying to think of all of the places where there will be shadows cast. My light source is on the upper left, and that I gleaned from the heavy lines on the left sides of most of the images. I need to color these trees in the back. That will be pretty easy. I will do that right now. So, these trees in the very back are just going to be very nondescript. So that was the evergreen, and this is forest green. I think I'm gonna let this just be. I'm gonna color in some gray before I get going too far here. I really want to fix this snowflake. We are just about done. The only thing left, I want to darken up a little bit of the shutters and the door and the sky. I don't know, these look like little people every time I see them. Pretty fancy. I haven't used this, the warm gray. I'm going to sharpen it. So this right here is why I didn't bother with multiple shades of the yellow, because I knew I would be shading with these two grays. And keep in mind the dark is a cool gray. And that's a cool gray number 6, I believe, and this is the warm gray 4. And I often mix my grays. So these are all white trim that I am just knocking back the white because they don't need to be bright, bright, bright white. And then the shingles are also not white, or aren't white, so they need a lot more of the gray. Where the other elements, like these, all are white. All right, I must fill in. Oh, that's chocolate. Right here. Wine red, 60. Right here. I want the blues. There's 3 blue things. The shutters. This is the navy blue. I believe it's the darkest of the blues. All right, I have just a little bit. This is the dark gray, cool gray 6. I need that to look like an overhang. I said his belt was going to be black. I still don't know what that is. I might just leave that. See what you guys think. Go Go ahead and post if you think that's a candy cane. All right, the next thing. What color is the step going to be? I think I'm going to make it light gray. Or maybe this makes it tan, because this is the warm gray. Look at the difference in the light blue. I see that this needs a little color. It's too white. His little beard needs a little color. So we have three things: a button, a doorknob, a little gold thing. So the question is, what color are those things? Technically, this yellow would be very much in the shadow. So I've got a couple of little bits and pieces, but I think for the most part it's done. And I will do a reveal at our next weekly review. I'll have it completed 100%. Okay, so the last bit, what time is it? 1:05. Let's see how quickly I can block in the sky with just some blue. If it gets too boring, I will cut it out and you won't see this. I could also speed it up. That's maybe what I'll do. I will speed this up so that you can see it finished. I'm not very caring if a little bit of the blue gets on some of the other color. There'll be a little bit of a resist, and I just don't think in the end you're going to notice if there's blue on the tree or not. There's this cute little bird. And a snowflake kind of coming down. All right, so I have to reach all the way across. will have to say, if you're using a very soft pencil, you need to be careful to make sure that you don't get a lot of contamination when you glaze over the top of other colors very lightly like this. It doesn't always work perfectly. Oh, there's another birdie. And a star not done. All right. I think the couple of bits that I told you are missing are just fine. So let's just take a quick zoom out. I might even, since I did that so quickly, I might not even remove that. It's hard to get up far enough. Oh, look at that. So there it is, all finished. My 1 of 2 Christmas pages. This is book number 4, christened Home for the Holidays. I will probably maybe come back through. I would love to do some shimmer around the edges of all of the stars in the trees. And the bird needs to be blue. Here's the bright blue. Where's the bird? Over here. All right. Thank you all for joining me today. If you have this book and you colored in this book, do let me know what you thought of it. And I see I never actually darkened this up. So do all of the YouTube things like share, comment, consider subscribing. I will be posting this at some point, not really sure. I think I called this episode 341. If I didn't, it's probably going to be 341, though it might get mixed up with the daily color, which I am going to be doing very soon. And then that will also have to be going live probably before this. So a little out of order, but both are done. I now only have the Christmas Eve Christmas page from Christmas to Color coloring book, which will be coloring book number 5 for me to christen, though it is a used book and has other pages colored in it. I hope you enjoyed coloring with me, and thank you so much for stopping by. I will see you on the next one.